This particular case that we're working today is a little bit different than what we normally work. This is a very recent case. You know, he's only been missing 3 months.
So you want to bring home a family member and give the family the answers they've been looking for.
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope. Civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
Awesome. I'm Jared. I'm a little under the weather, so.
Nice to meet you.
And you, what is your name?
Scott.
Scott.
Tower.
Okay.
So,
I'm Doug.
what's going on? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I appreciate y'all coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what we can do for you and your family today.
Crazy thing is, though, man, there ain't no clue. I mean, we ain't got nothing at all. He left my aunt's house, which is his sister's house, at like 8 o'clock. And, I mean, it's like he just vanished. I mean, nothing.
What was the weather that night? Clear?
Yeah, it was clear. It was a nice night. It actually felt really good out. Even when the sun went down, it still felt good out at night, I remember. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't cold, it wasn't foggy or nothing like that. I mean, it was a beautiful night.
Okay. So I'm a little under the weather, but I'm Jared. We got
I'm
Doug here.
Nice to
Lead
meet
diver.
you.
You know, we come into these with the hopefulness that we are going to, spend the next day, 2 days, that we are going to find your father and just, break down every body of water, because once a vehicle goes missing with a person, what's the most logical thing for us is to look underwater. And since your father's vehicle is not turned up, that's where we're going to start looking. So when we come in this, I just kind of like to start breaking it down. Who was your father? What kind of ailments did he maybe have? His normal routines. And so if we can kind of just jump into that night and have you guys open it up and, just kind of tell us your story of that evening, break it down, and I'll jump in with some questions from there, if that's all right.
Kind of that week leading up to that Saturday he went missing, he had a few bad days where he was kind of in and out of it, but
When he left in his car, though, I mean, you would have never thought it would be 3 months later looking for him still. I mean, it was kind of, that evening was definitely, I mean, he didn't feel like he had brain fog at that moment, at all.
And again, coming back to his sister, 15 minutes, an hour later, how long before they came up looking for him?
Well, it was actually,
less than 10 minutes.
So like if there's a camera right off her driveway and it's nighttime, it's kind of a dark area, so really you can't tell 100% if it's his car. I feel positive that it's his car because he drove so damn slow all the time, and this vehicle was driving slow and it hit the timeline perfectly. So I just feel like odds of that being his car is super high. All right, so by the time that car goes by, and then when my uncle and my aunt come by, it's actually 11 minutes and 20 seconds later.
And the direction was coming up here towards his house.
Yes.
Okay. Now I noticed there's cameras on his house here. Were these activated at the time?
No, they wasn't even here at the time. My aunt had put these up later just in case he had come by or something, whatever, we would just know.
So we have a sense that he never did make it down to Adrian because his sister's vehicle came up after, and we never saw his vehicle go back to the south.
That's right. And there's another little town called Wrightsville on this direction and Adrian's this direction. So we've watched video cameras from convenience stores that are very lit up. I mean, you can tell anything and everything coming by there. And his vehicle never passed by that night. I mean, we watched the cameras from 10 minutes before he left her driveway all the way until daylight the next morning, and his vehicle never come by any of them stores.
Okay. So then really we have two routes on the way to Wrightsville. Right now it sounds like Adrian is completely off the grid because nothing ever went south from here. So then that brings us to, my number one location here at the pond at his house. And then there's two ponds right there on Mount Olive as well, up by the church, that I'm really interested in. All right, particularly that north pond. So I think that if you guys are okay with it, we'll jump in the pond here. We'll start doing some sonar work, and then we'll start working our way to the north a little bit. All right, so right now, this pond makes the most sense to me. Like his sister and his brother-in-law were only 10, 11 minutes behind him. It's only been 3 months, so the vehicle is going to show up much different than you normally suspect.
Yeah.
So a vehicle that's fresher is going to show up differently than a vehicle that's been underwater for a couple of years. And the reason for it is the way that sonar works. Think about a vehicle that's completely spotless and clean. The reflectiveness is going to not show up on sonar as good as a vehicle that's been underwater for a lot of years that now has moss and algae buildup. But the way that it kind of absorbs is the proper term, I guess, for the way that it absorbs the light.
So in a sense, because it doesn't absorb the sonar when it's newer, it's harder.
Correct.
It's not as easy as we normally find cars that are been underwater for a very long time.
Yeah. 6 feet here.
And, are we talking about a possible medical episode? I think that's what we're dealing with. There were signs of it previous, new signs, and then all of a sudden, gone.
Yeah.
Like, completely gone. Like, when you define the word disappeared, like this is a complete disappearance.
Yep.
You have people right behind him. It wasn't like people noticed him 2 days later gone. You have people that have noticed him gone within 15 minutes, 11 minutes.
11 minutes later.
So what do you think? What'd you guys find?
This one is clear. This one's clear. We can read the bottom really well. There's no objects whatsoever.
We're now going to Mount Olive. Is when looking at the maps, if we're thinking your dad is in a phase medical episode, for me, the most crucial one that I really want to check today is going to be that north pond where those two ponds are at on Mount Olive. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say let's head up there as the next spot, and then after we check those two, then we'll start breaking it down from there.
All right.
We know he never made Adrian. We know he never made Wrightsville. So
All right.
plan of attack.
Got to be in the middle,
Yeah, I agree.
So we got Kenny and Scott are heading up here to that one off Mount Olive. Oh. There's also another one just to the right up here off of Bay Springs Church Road that we're going to run into maybe a quarter mile up the road. It's not very far. So let's put eyes on this one.
This particular case that we're working today is a little bit different than what we normally work. And in saying that, this is a very recent case. He's only been missing 3 months, 3.5 months. And Kenny, his son, expressed earlier that he hopes he's still out there. And we do as well.
Here's the one pond I'm interested in right here on the south, but also the one here on the north that I'm really interested in as well. So we want to check out both of these.
Along with another search team, so that one's confidently.
He said they never checked it because the gentleman that owns it said that it was shallow.
But like you said, you know how that works.
We want to make sure that we leave no body of water, unsearched today.
You can search here?
We are, yeah.
You see the indentations in the bottom. So it's really sensitive and it picks up everything. Like,
log?
No, those are just little tiny holes.
So what's the black line in the middle?
The black line in the middle represents water column between the bottom of the boat and the bottom. So that's just showing the depth. So the deeper we get, the bigger that black column will get. It's a really flat bottom. Something's on fire. Something's on fire. Where? Oh. Give me the keys for this. You guys take it out, you can go this way, see what you're... Yeah, I smell the electrical.
So we had the positive went against the ground here.
Rattled over, rattled loose?
Yeah, something there. I don't know what that's connected to there.
All right, but not touch it anymore at all?
No, it's fine at the moment.
Spray it one more time just in case?
No, as long as they're not touching, it's not gonna spark.
So it's only 3 feet wide. Back down to 5 feet. So we're in a nice deep hole. Now we're at 2 feet. You can see the bottom right here. Back down to 5 feet.
We're looking for Mr. Hightower.
Right, that's right. Okay. All right, well, I'll let them know that everything's good, and good luck to y'all.
Do you have a card? I mean, that way if we do spot something, we can contact you. And...
All right, good deal.
So we specialize in water, and we use a real cutting-edge, high-tech technology with sonar.
Right.
In regards to searching water areas around here, is there anything that you would recommend?
Come to find out, this lady and Scott's mama grew up together. So she feels like that might be some kind of connection that brought this to her. Mm-hmm. I let Scott talk to her, and she said that she could sense a bad tingling in his arm, which nobody else knew about. And Scott said, yeah, he could barely move his arm.
Okay.
She said she could see him riding with the window down. He always rode with the window down.
Yeah.
And I touched back base with her a couple of days ago, and her mom kind of can do the same thing, and they're all still pretty much focusing on water. And she said that nothing new has come to her. She said the one thing that she has experienced between that original vision and now is that she sees some type of law enforcement officer kneeling down beside the body of water as if a verification of a submerged vehicle. She said, let me give you the specifics on what she said. She said something about a bridge or a walkway.
And there's a bridge there with a little creek at the pond. right, so I just got done calling Kenny, and we're gonna meet Kenny and Scott over there on Archer Pond Smith Road at the very end of it.
This was also a location that they were concerned about as well, right?
Yes. And this right here, Railroad Street, the sister is, so there's 2 blocks for Railroad Street. And the sister's on the other side of Railroad Street, just down there where that white car is at. So if he would have come all the way across here and made a left here, instead of that first left would have taken him to his house.
Right.
This one, if he missed the first one, and he's like, oh shoot, I missed it. Now he's like, well, I'll just take a little
Loop all
drive.
the way
I'll
around.
loop around and I'll end up at home that way.
Which is plausible.
Yeah.
Especially when the sheriff who lives down here picked up a vehicle in the time frame
At 8:06
that
p.m.
matches his time of travel if he would have come this way.
Yeah.
Which that's huge. So I feel like we are in Don's last moments in this area because it adds up.
So it just has to be an accident location then.
Yeah, and it explains why cameras in Adrian didn't pick him up going that way.
Yeah.
Or cameras in the other town didn't pick him up going that way because he came this way. He came outside of all of that. And that's a big part of coming into a community and working a case and having the communities embracing and law enforcement's embracing, because if we solve this case today, this is going to come because of the sense of community here and working together with law enforcement, putting us and giving us all of the information that they have, providing it to us, and us being able to digest it. And is it valid? Does it fit with what we're doing today? This fits with what we're doing today. And we're traveling the way he would have been traveling that night, right? This same direction. So we're not coming up the opposite direction. We're coming the same direction.
But if he was going home, why would he have gone this far? Unless now we have dimension, fate, cloudiness.
Onset of a medical episode happening while he's in his car. You can accelerate in the event that you're having a medical episode. So if he does need to pick up speed, it's plausible for us to consider he did pick up speed when this happened. Making it over something or through something. This is a car part they found down there under the bridge in the creek. This, however, is a piece of headlight we just found over here. Definitely, it's suspicious. Getting some Thomas Thornton vibes here.
Yeah, this pond was actually sat empty for several years, and they just did this dam right here, not West Bend, in the last year or two. So.
Yeah. Okay. We'll throw the boat in real quick and cover this, and then we'll check out that little creek area too.
Oh. Another piece of headlight. So 2 pieces of headlight right here in this area.
All right, give me like 8 feet deep is what I want.
4, it's dropping off quick. 5,
Yep. Plenty deep.
6, 7. 7 feet deep.
Adam's checking the other side of the bridge just with the magnet, make sure it's not shallow enough. Chief, how you doing?
I'm emergency management director for our county as well, too, so pleasure to meet you. Yes, sir. Scott, I looking at that right there, and I was just talking to him. That's the perfect thing to put in right back up here at Snail's Bridge.
Yeah, that creek I was telling you about a while ago.
Yeah. There's right there at the bridge. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Right there at the bridge, on the wave road there's a pretty deep hole water right there.
Okay.
But then the creek runs all the way back around, and when you get back in there, it probably ain't a mile. Y'all be able to maneuver that real good.
Okay.
We walked back in there on the side of the bank. We passed the food plot, and there was another big hole of water back there as well.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll get to that. And that's the next spot that you were thinking of.
Right on the road.
Okay.
We live a mile up here.
Okay.
2 miles. We go back up here and turn back to the right on how y'all came in here, but there's a paved road, first paved road back to your right.
Okay.
And there's another, we'll go across the bridge, and there's a place where you can back down out there.
All right. Excellent. Let's jump over there.
This makes more sense than anything. Medical condition. Veers off the side of the hill right there or onto this road.
The only thing that doesn't make sense is why is he all the way over here?
Medical condition. Confused.
Yeah.
Definitely appears to be deeper. It's wider. So I can see why they would think that. This is the swampy scene that we've been wanting.
The other place I was telling you about is when you go on down the run of the creek there, on down in there good, there's another big spot that's supposed to be deep too.
With road access?
Well,
Did we miss it?
This driveway right here, they got a gate. Can you see that yellow gate through them trees right through there? It's actually oak right.
Okay.
There's a drive that goes all the way back in there and it opens up into a food plot for deer.
Mm-hmm.
You go past that food plot and it's on the right there.
Yeah. Remember in 6th grade, during lunch hour, you had access to the computers? There was a game that had to do with weights and scales and angles. And I think it's because of that game that has allowed me to maneuver this RV and not flip it yet.
It's all luck.
It's not luck.
You're
I got
winging
skills. All right, so we're gonna do gas motor. There's another, Doug, I was talking to OEM guy. There's another little road that ducks back off into here as well that has a deep hole. So we'll scan this and then.
Now I saw that gate was pushed open right there.
So we'll go down into there. All right, 5 feet is what we have in here. And tire. 3 feet, 2 feet. Get shallow right here. We'll go check that deep hole down here somewhere though, around the bend. Watch your head. Duck. Lower. Lower. Stay low. And nope. And yeah, now you can come up. There. 4.5 to 5.5 feet most of the way. And then once we got down to where the vehicle tracks come in, the little driveway down there, it's about 8.5, 9 feet down there right now. So, but a couple of tires along the way, but no vehicles. Was there another pond down this road that you were interested in?
On this road, let me talk to the sheriff. He had one in mind. I'll let you know.
Pack this up, then we'll go hit that one next. Like Diet Coke addictions, like was he on a soda that night?
No, hell, he drank Gatorade sometimes, about it. That water, milk. No, I mean, we can't think of any reason why he would win anywhere other than straight dress. Because he was tired too. He'd been out all day. Like I say, he'd been not sleeping so well. And as a matter of fact, before he left my aunt's house, she was starting to grill up kind of late that night. I asked if he wanted something. He said no. You know, he was just gonna go home because he was tired. But yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't keep much of nothing in his house, really. He would just drink water straight out the tap, you know, just whatever. He got his own deep well. So.
And so then if we come up Bay Springs, we took a look at the one to the right before his house. And that one, that was actually after we left his house. And that one's completely fenced, so we know he's not getting into that one.
That's right, yeah.
And then this morning we turned right on Mount Olive. But then we have right at that intersection, let's go take a look at right at the intersection there on Leo Kaiser. Looks like we have 3 ponds over there to go take a look at.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's do this then. So let's take Dude Summer down and across, left on Killingsworth, left on Leo. And go hit those on the way back down towards his house.
All right. Sounds good.
That's cool. Definitely off the beaten path.
Real shallow.
I don't think you're getting a vehicle in here at all. For a 2-wheel drive?
Impossible.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing 80 miles an hour, once you get to about here, it's going to cut down half your speed.
You're going to stop right here.
And you're going to sink. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a no-go for sure. You're not getting a 2-wheel drive car in there at all. Like even if you're doing 100 miles an hour, right about where that tree is, it's going to stop right there, and I can continue to walk out there. So it's just going to high center and bog out. So that's 100% write that one off.
Little pools and all. The water table was a lot lower when he went missing.
Okay.
I guarantee you this water wasn't as high.
I mean, looking at the lily pads and everything, it looks like, you know, it's only a few inches deep all the way around there. But let's throw a drone up real quick and just see if you can see the bottom, Josh. And then if we need to put a boat in here, we can still put a boat in. Well, what we're looking for is if you could drive in and then it had a drop off. That's what we're looking for. Because then if it drops off into a 5-6 foot hole over there, then we have something to search. Yeah. But what we're looking at is you can see like all the moss and lily pads or whatever you have out here. That it's across the entire lake right now.
It's drone surveillance that has to be done, not aerial, because they get so high. Even though to them they're low, they're just too high.
Yeah, so that takes this one off the table.
Yeah, that's really, really shallow.
Yeah, there's nothing more than a little swamp there. But it shows up on the map here like it's something. Yeah. All right, well, we got one more up here, up around the corner. Like when we came off of Archer Pond Road there, from those 3 ponds that we were just at, we made that first right coming out of there, and then immediately to the left, you had like another driveway. Like if he started coming up Archer Pond Smith Road and he realized that he's already heading the wrong direction, that he could have pulled into that property to turn around. This is the driveway to the right that we were on just a moment ago, that we went down to those 3 ponds. And then what I'm interested in is this first one here.
Usually when you have an island like that in the middle and then you have shrubs sticking up right here, it's a good indicator. Is it 100%? No. But
All right, here, I'll let you out and you can go. Yeah, I don't think it's very deep, but you just never know. actually out just a little bit so I can put the motor on first. Five and a half, there we go, look, getting a little deeper. 6.5, 7. I think it's really shallow over here, kind of 3.5, so. That takes care of that. This one is clear.
You're probably stronger.
Right there, we go. All right, one more. 2 more. 3 more. Let's keep it going.
All right.
So I made a right on Jerry Sumner Road, and then I'm gonna make a right on Smith Chapel. There's a pond right there off of Smith Chapel on the left that I wanna check out. And then we'll loop around to the Lloyd Pond.
Okay, so you went to Smith Chapel then, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see you down there. All right, thank you.
You have a big ditch here. Private property, no trespassing. All right, you wanna go ask him?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Hello. Hey, I'm with the search and recovery team. We're looking for a missing gentleman in the area. Do you mind if we search your pond?
You can search my pond.
Okay, he's missing.
You can search the woods too.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, because we specialize in underwater searching. He's missing with his vehicle, and we see.
Is that Don Hightower?
Yeah, yeah.
I doubt he's there, but you welcome to search, because I hope you find it.
Yeah. Do you know how deep your pond is here?
The deepest end is at that end.
Yeah.
And most of it you can walk on.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the center though.
Okay. All right. Well, we just figured he might, if he was having a medical episode, maybe he ran off the road.
Yeah, she's very adamant that you can just walk across the entire pond here. And so she says at the other end it gets a little bit deeper, but not on this side. This is the pond right here.
It would flood.
Right here. Crazy. Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, it looks like it jumps off that. 6 feet right here already. So yeah, 7 feet right here already. Tires. Shallow again. Woo. Tree right there.
You know what this like white film is on top of the lake?
Oh, what do they call that? Pollen.
Pollen?
Yeah. That's where your allergies are going to come from. Yeah, car tires only. Over there to the right was the car tires. Over here, all those little white specks, that's all fish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Out here, nothing but tires. Just tires out here. Got it?
Man, I appreciate what y'all done today, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, like I said, we're gonna go fix the RV and the batteries tonight, and
All right.
9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're gonna come up with a game plan tonight. And what are we missing within the 5-mile radius first that we want to really dial in, from your dad's house? All these little side roads that, like this morning, we didn't see this one.
Yeah.
We didn't even know about it. So we just want to start picking these apart, especially more so these accident ones like this one.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the ones like the 3 ponds where you're gonna drive into.
Well, that's what I told him. That was something that, it kind of, I thought it better before like the sheriff and them showed up, kind of. Well, I know they trying to, they want to be helpful too.
They're involving, their criminal involvement in the area, and let's go check this property out.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've had some history there.
Yeah.
To them it made sense, but when you're doing water search,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure, let him know that tomorrow.
All right.
See, he had another place he was interested in. I just tell him he could do that on his own time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just.
Unless for some reason, like I said, if it's a location, look for locations like this. This is really what we want to be tackling.
I know a couple locations like this, and they're a little bit scattered somewhat, but I'll pinpoint them on my phone tonight, and we'll figure it out.
Okay. Sounds good. See you guys in the morning. Within an 11-minute time period,
he completely disappeared.
Yeah, there's another pond or two over there.
He got a lot of friends over that way, and he traveled that way many a time.
15-foot cliff right on the other side of the road.